Hey guys, it's Pat with Stayin in State. Today we're staying in eastern Iowa in the Quad Cities area, riding the paved section of the Mississippi River Trail, or as I lovingly call it, the MRT, and I'm sure many other people do as well. So we'll just get started. Damn dude, save some cool for the rest of us. Today's January 2nd, so this is going to be our first New Year's ride. This is also going to be our first video in 4K. Got a new camera that we're more or less testing out right now. Always look both ways. So we're starting our ride in Riverdale. We'll shortly be in Bettendorf on the same path. And then we'll finish it up in Davenport. Think about Credit Island. So the paved section ends right about there. You can ride along the highway here if you'd like to go further, but we're not doing that. We're hoping to get some sun out, but it's pretty gloomy. But it's been a mild winter so far, so can't really complain. it's not getting picked up on the camera all that much. One thing I'm really hoping for is less wind in my videos, but I know that that's not always possible. The majority of this section runs parallel to the highway here. But once we get past Arconic, formerly Alcoa, the trail heads up to the riverfront, along with passing kind of the small industrial area. The only way to get to follow the Mississippi River Trail. If you head straight, the Duck Creek Trail is just about at the bridge out there, just a little ways. But there used to be an easier way kind of through this little neighborhood back here, but that's been closed up, and we won't get into the politics of all that. But they closed it up and we're not allowed to use it anymore. You'll see it as we pass it. Bike station. Turkey. You'll see the other one. Hi, buddy. Later. So here is you used to be able to run through this neighborhood and get on the bike path right here. The benefit of doing this was you didn't have to cross the busy road. The Duck Creek bike path goes underneath the bridge, pops up kind of right over by that park, and then you could ride the neighborhood down here. But yeah, they closed that up a year or two, maybe 3 ago, and yeah, we won't get into any of that. Some people are really upset about it, but yeah, if you want to know more, you can look that up on your own, I suppose. One thing I'd really like to do with my videos this year is just inspire some people to get out and ride. Hashtag get out and ride. But really, some people get, I'm not sure, but I feel like, and at least it was for me a little bit when I first started, a little intimidating with all the stuff. Some people, yeah, all the gear, all the accessories. In my case, kind of even a lack of knowledge just about bikes in general. That kind of kept me from doing this a lot more, or thinking I could even. This is Duck Creek. Right under the Mississippi. I'll post a cool little tag in the upper right corner of the video that links to the Duck Creek video from last year. That was I guess you could say a goal of mine. But yeah, I'd really like to inspire some people. You don't need a lot of fancy gear to come out here and ride, especially on the Mississippi River Trail. As you've seen so far, it's relatively flat. Not a lot of hills. really at all. Going straight into Davenport the whole way is pretty flat and pretty accessible. You can park kind of at that park I mentioned before, Duck Creek, and hop on there. There was some parking we saw by Alcoa that you can do. I do see some people park kind of along here, but I don't think you're allowed to. I believe most of them do some fishing over here. But there's a sign over there that says no parking, so yeah, I don't know. Park at your own risk, I suppose. Now we hit our first riverfront section. It's pretty chilly down here at the riverfront, so you know, if you're gonna bike down here, make sure you wear layers. I've got a long sleeve shirt, a sweater, and a coat, gloves, a hat, bike shorts, athletic shorts, and then athletic pants on. I've only got one pair of socks on. Probably could have done better about that. Then I like to wear my running shoes. I don't have any fancy clicky bike shoes that I'm able to use yet. But like I was saying, you don't need a lot of fancy gear. I don't have a fancy bike. I've got an old Fuji bike, Fuji Allegro. I looked it up a couple years ago. I think it's from 1986, which is the same year I was born. So, you know, you don't need to have a brand new bike. You don't even need to have really brand new anything. Well, okay. There's one thing I would highly recommend. Ooh, I hope this wind does not get picked up on our video. This is gonna ruin an otherwise pretty nice video if we got a big whoosh. But bike shorts. You know, they always looked goofy at first. Super tight. Well, not super tight, but kind of tight. The pad running all the way across. But if you're going to do any amount of kind of long distance cycling or repetitive cycling, you're gonna have to get them. There. You don't want your butt hurt. You don't want to ride around butt hurt, and then you don't want to be butt hurt after. As you get into longer and longer rides, you know, you'll learn more about butt cream, essentially. But we'll save that for a different video. But bike shorts, really, gosh, almost necessary if you want to start riding longer roads. You don't have to, but you know, there's a good reason you see almost everybody wearing them. Ooh, looks like it's going to get even gloomier. Probably a bit colder. Okay, now past our first riverfront section, and we're back through the industrial area. sure if they're going to reopen it or not. Sure hope so. So anyone who is out of a job, you know, can hopefully get back to working there. But yeah, just back into gear. Really just need a bike. My first bike, you know, aside from when I was a kid, you know, when I was a teenager or as a young adult, whatever you qualify it as. Some people are more mature than others. I was about 19 or 20 when I picked up a single speed, just a cruiser style bike from Goodwill, pretty cheap. I think it was like 20 bucks or less. And I used to ride that up and down Valley Drive here in Bettendorf, which is a big part of the old highway. And it wasn't great, but it was a bike. And I liked riding up and down the road, and you know, it didn't bug me. I didn't know any better. I didn't even really know anything about bike gears or anything, so you know, it didn't bother me at all. I worked at a local Walgreens, and a good friend of mine who also worked there, his dad saw me riding that rinky-dink red cruiser bike up and down Valley Drive, and I don't know, he must have just saw something in me, and he ended up gifting me two road bikes. One of them was a blue Schwinn, which I didn't ever ride. I ended up giving that to a friend who went to get it fixed and use it. But the other one he gave me was actually not this Fuji bike, but the same model, or you know, it is the exact same bike but a different color. It was kind of like a metallic gold, I think. And that's the bike that I fell in love with cycling on. It was a bike he had used on Ragbri, and yeah, and it was all downhill and uphill from there. So I started biking everywhere I could. One, because I enjoyed biking. I like the challenge of getting everywhere on a bike, but also because kind of shortly after that I didn't have a car. So my car quit working, so I guess instead of getting another car and all the money that is attached to that, insurance, I just learned to ride my bike everywhere. And that's one really nice benefit of the Quad City area here. There's pretty accessible bike trails to get you pretty much wherever you need to be. It's a lot better now that they have a lot of sidewalks converted into, you know, I don't know if you call them bike paths. They're not named bike paths, but they're just sidewalks that are, you know, as wide as a bike path with separating lines. And the city's done really well about putting those everywhere. So that's one really great benefit. was also pretty lucky. I only lived about, gosh, 2 miles from the house to my job, so it was a very easy ride, even when it was getting a little colder out. All right, now we're finishing up our industrial area, and back to the riverfront, and we'll more or less stay on the riverfront the rest of the way. See the new bridge right up in front and center. That have made their home there, and they're staying put. But other than that, it's all gone. There's a lot of great places to hop on and ride the trail here. This is a wonderful spot to hop on. Ride your bike, ride your scooter, skateboard, rollerblades, your feet. This is the Isle Casino. But they do have some parking kind of right here at the kind of the base of this little hill for riders, walkers. There's also a larger parking lot on the other side. In the warmer months, the Channel Cat, our river taxi, stops at this pier, and you can ride that to all the nice river locations. Passing on your right. Thank you. Passing on your left. Up here, so do the best you can, not trying to run over too much poop. This used to be a riverboat casino. boats. There used to be 3 of them here when I was growing up. Now we don't have any. The 3 casinos are still here though. Isle stayed here down on the riverfront. The one in Davenport is out on where I-74 and I-80 meet. And then the one that was in Rock Island kind of moved out to, oh, passing on your left, bud. Moved out to I think we're 280, out 280 in Illinois. Beep. Passing on your left, guys. Passing on your left. Passing on your left, guys. Yeah, they'll hiss at you. But otherwise, if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Got construction crew tearing up one of the piers. The old bridge ran right here. You can see the pier out there, the main one. Hi. But otherwise, more or less got it taken down. We've got a bike path coming up here, heading down to get on the bridge. There's a great, fantastic bike path over the bridge now, which I'll link to in a upper right corner here, my video for going over that. Has a nice kind of lookout area in the middle there. Really popular in the warmer months, but also just really nice and easy way to get across the river. Started Floatzilla from here, which is an annual float down the Mississippi where they try to set a world record every year. That's also a pretty fun time. I'll link to our video for Floatzilla, upper right hand corner. Definitely check that out. Tearing a file cabinet apart. Nice spots to sit, a little lookout right there. On the top of a little bluff right here. It's really hard to tell, but when we're kayaking on Floatzilla, it's a lot easier to see this stuff. It gives you a nice perspective, you know, floating down the Mississippi. get a better view of a lot of these houses. It's a lot of fun, and you should definitely do it. Highlight is heading through Lock and Dam 15 with a bunch of other people in the kayaks while they lower the water level so you can go through. The only upkept one left. It seems pretty nice. I wouldn't mind. You know, it looks like a nice one to kayak from or to launch from if it's yours. But a lot of the other ones are destroyed. Probably just from flooding. The river floods right here, and the last couple years especially, they've had some pretty nasty floods. So a lot of signs for private docks still here, but really just that one is the only one left. This section of the river trail is especially nice because it's really flat, and it's a nice distance from the downtown Bettendorf area where the casino was. You can probably see it in the camera heading straight into downtown Davenport. Really easy to get from one to the other. Got a pretty keen eye. You can see the Arsenal Bridge, or the government bridge, the black bridge that's down a little bit around that bend there. That was really, I suppose, the best way to cross the river before we had the new bridge. There is another bridge just past that, the Centennial Bridge, that does have a sidewalk on it, but it's pretty narrow. I don't think one of the sides is open, one of the sides is no longer open for traffic, foot traffic, or wheeled traffic. So that isn't really a great way to get across. It always seems a bit easier to take the Arsenal Bridge. But that bridge isn't it's exactly for the faint of heart. You're right on steel grates where you can see through to the river, so that can be a little jarring your first time seeing that. But really easy way to get across the bridge. In fact, in our video for going across the new I-74 bridge, we like to, especially in the summertime with my family, we like to ride what we call the loop, where we live close enough to the downtown bike path that we can ride there, but it's easy enough to take your bikes down to the Isle of Capri or Leech Park, right at the base of the bridge. Hop on, you ride the Mississippi River Trail here down to the Arsenal Bridge, take that across the river, and oh look, he's a big boy. And you ride that across the river, you hit up the Rock Island Moline trails, which I believe are the Great River Trails. Great River Trail, and take that back up to the I-74 bridge and cross back across for a perfect loop. I think, if I remember correctly, the loop is just under 10 miles, I think. So really great ride. Pretty easy, not very many hills either side. A lot of stops. Downtown Davenport got a lot of great stops just off the path. Downtown Rock Island is right about pretty much right across the bridge, a little ways, you know, a little further, a little couple more blocks, and you'll get to the district, kind of their heart of their downtown. And then get to a lot of great places in Moline too, pretty close to their heart too. And then they've got a nice little development of businesses kind of right on the bike path. You know, in the summer we love to stop. There's a couple splash pads along the path too. There's one in downtown Rock Island right off the bike path. That's just a short ways from the bridge. And then there's one in the little development in Moline right off the bike path as well. So kids love it when you stop there, get them out of their seats, you know. It's just a great time. Village of East Davenport, right over there. It's a nice little chocolate shop, Lago Marcino's. Another great place to stop in the summer months. Grab yourself a Green River. Shout out to Green River. It's a lime flavored soda. But they also have great sundaes, great chocolates. So I guess we'll see if we can get through, but I know they've been dredging the marina here, so they may have some of their equipment up here and kind of in the way, but we'll see. really interesting history. I would definitely check it out. Just living around here, you hear a lot about its history, and just amazing that it's still in use. It has a car, section for cars on the bottom, and right above that is a section for trains to cross the river. So that's always really interesting. And it just has a really fascinating history about being one of the first bridges across the river here. And it's also not the original bridge either. I think this is either the second or third one. So that's always some really interesting history to dig into, local history. A little bit of water. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I'm not trying to get wet. have a lot of river cruises. So big river cruise boats can dock up over there, and they have a lot of charter buses pick them up and take them around to local attractions. Saw a handful of those first year or so, but they have been a lot more frequent in the last year or two. So yeah, it's nice to see them develop the area. area down here. General store down here, place I've been going to every few weeks to visit. The bottom of the lock and dam is a great place for bird watching. Trying to revitalize the area down here a lot to this sky bridge to nowhere used to be more or less a bridge from the parking ramp over there to the casino boat that was right here, but when that left, now it unfortunately doesn't really go anywhere. But still kind of a local attraction. Some Woodman Park, River Bandits. Further, you can see the railroad bridge. I'm not sure what its name is, so I'm sure it has one. On the riverfront path, but I believe the actual bike trail is parallel to this. I think this is typically just for people walking, but it's pretty chilly out. Nope, we're running out of battery or time, so well, this path keeps going for another couple miles, kind of to about where that smoky area is coming off the woods there. There's a little island up there called Credit Island where the paved section ends. I'm pretty sure you can still ride around, you can do a loop around Credit Island, and there's even a path that shoots off of that that I've never done, so that'll be definitely something we save for a later date. But thanks for joining me on this ride, and I'll catch you on the next one.